Good day, yeah. Welcome to another fantastic edition of 360 Sport. It's been an exciting moment, the last edition, where we had to let you know what's going on in the world of power weightlifting. It's still going to be another fantastic edition, as we are going to have an exclusive interview into the future of marathon. It's not new that COVID-19 has caused so much havoc in the world of sport. While some are resuming gradually, some are actually waiting until a vaccine is found. Some are trying to cope between whether we could manage the COVID-19, and some are saying, what sport without fans? We're going to look at an aspect of sports that had to do with the gathering of people. It has to do with the gathering of people. And it's amazing to us that in Nigeria, West Africa, we are becoming, the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon has become the hub of marathon in Nigeria. So we'll be speaking with someone who knows it all when it comes to managing marathon in Africa, talking about Bukola Olakpade. He is the CEO of Nilayo Sports Management. I can mention many marathons, and this is the silver-labeled Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Bukola Olakpade is in charge of that. So we're speaking to him from his base in Lagos. Mr. Bukola, it's good to have you.
Good afternoon. It's good to be here. Good afternoon, viewers.
A lot of people are happy to have you, at least to have the face behind the silver-labeled Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Before I continue, I want to say, should I say congratulations for surviving the COVID-19? Because sometime this year you came out on Facebook to tell the world that you had COVID-19, and the whole world was almost on the news to get you back. And we thank God for the Lagos State government and everything put in place to have you back on our feet. Tell us a bit of our experience before we go really into the interview, Papa.
Well, I join you in thanking God. It was a very horrible experience. Suffice to say that I think I got infected on my travels between Marrakesh, London, and Dubai back to Lagos. Luckily for me, I was quick to understand what had happened to my body was COVID, because it was alien. I'd never coughed like that. I'd never gone into any feverish situation like that in 20 years. And I'd not had that sort of headache before in my entire life. So I was quick to understand it and isolate myself, got myself tested, submitted myself for treatment under the Lagos State government isolation center in Yaba. The rest is water under the bridge. Thank God I've been healed. I've been out strong for almost 9 weeks now. I'm back on my desk in the office, doing what I love to do best, putting together sporting initiatives. As right now we are working on the development of Esports and taking Esports to the next level in Nigeria alongside our road races. Yes, I join you in saying thank God, and I join you in thanking the Lagos State government and every other person who kneels down in prayers for my survivor. And I wish every other person suffering from this virus right now a quick, speedy recovery, so that the world can be a better place again.
Yes, thank you very much, and we hope that, like you wish, that every other person going through COVID-19 could be strong just as you. Let's go to the ways that you brought about the development in Nigeria. That's talking about the long-distance race called marathon across the globe. COVID, and it has to do with the gathering of people. Specifically, it can be allowed while football is being opened without fans. It's allowed while we have tennis, like the US Open, want to open without the fans. And tell us how COVID-19 has affected marathon across the globe.
It's been road races and multiple crowd races have taken a bad hit. Just before you sent me a message about this interview, I got a mail from a friend of mine. I'm sure you know him, Mr. Emeka Yadike, telling me about the cancellation of the Cape Town Marathon.
Okay.
Though they've cancelled the all-commerce race, they've also done what we are working on, which is creating an app for a virtual race. So they are going ahead with the virtual race, but they've cancelled the crowded race. And that means a lot, because unlike the Lagos Marathon, a lot of these marathons depend a lot on the money paid by runners to get involved. So you find a marathon of 40,000, 30,000, 50,000 people, having each runner pay like $100 to $200. That is a whole lot of revenue that these companies and these businesses are going to be losing. We are still waiting on the strategy to be deployed by London. But while we are waiting, at Nilayo, we have also developed our own app in preparation for the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon February next year. So what we've done is to develop two strategies. Our plan A is to hope and pray that society opens up again and we all are able to go back to do what we'd like to do best, in which case we would have a mass race of the average 70 to 100,000 that we always put together. Now, if the protocols does not allow us to do a mass race, our app will be very accommodating for people to run a virtual race wherever you are in the world. So, I mean, you can be in your backyard and sign up to our app and be able to run the marathon even before or on the day of the marathon. Now, Muda, that would not stop us from still doing our open race on February 8th next year.
Okay.
In our discussion yesterday with World Athletics, because we got a mail and a call from Alessio, the head of World Mass Running under the World Athletics, after they saw your article on payment of prize, and they got in touch with us. In our discussion, we agreed that the next strategy would be to get some of the top athletes, the top labeled runners, to come to Lagos, be part of the race, and we'll just add like 1,000 to 1,500 people, so making it just a race for 2,000 people, which would give us the opportunity to create the social distancing required. But obviously, the finish area will not be a jamboree like we've always done. Okay. It will be for just 30 to 40 people in a very big marquee, so that we can also achieve mass social distancing. Of course, for the media, it will be a limited number of people that will be accredited. However, the catch for that sort of strategy will be a lot of TV broadcast, a lot of streaming. Mediums like TV360 will be called upon to stream. Even if you have to pay for that, we'll have to pay for that, so that we can disseminate that race to as many people around the world as possible, in order to give it the glamour and the touch that is required of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon, that has become a national pride for Nigerians all over the world. And of course, that has become a huge tourist attraction, because every year you get thousands of people from all over the world wanting to come to run this race. So those are the strategies we are putting in place. And right now, my team are working hard to ensure that this is achievable.
Yes, thank you for that knowledge. That I'm so engrossed in your statement. But before we go out on how the application is going to work, there's this fact that you're still going for the gold label for the race, for the Access Bank. Do you think COVID-19 will affect your vision and your desire to get the gold label tag that you've been longing to get?
I feel, well, I'm one of those who likes to play down on the achievement on label. In as much as I'm grateful to God that a vision that I came up with a few years ago has manifested into quick labeling of our race. I am always reluctant to talk about the label. Yusuf Ali, on the other hand, is all about the label, and I understand that. He's the man behind the technical aspect, he's the general manager of the race. It's always a thing of joy to see that your work, your effort is acknowledged by the highest ruling body of your sport, so to say, in this particular situation. So, to answer your question, I'm doubting if World Athletics, I'm not too sure, but from the whispers I'm hearing and from some of the communication that has come to us, I don't think any race would have the opportunity to be rated or graded this year, because I think what I read was that every race should run on their old label. So we're still going to run on our silver label, hoping that for next year, but I'm not too sure. If the opportunity to apply for the gold label arises, we will apply for the gold label. Muda, as you would agree with me, our last marathon was world class, was beautiful for eyes to see, and you, the media, did a fantastic job in helping us cover a lot of space and bringing it to the world. I'm always appreciative of you guys. So yes, if the opportunity comes, we will apply for the gold label, and I have no doubt that we'll get the gold label, because we actually ticked all the boxes that I believe strongly ought to have been ticked. I mean, for example, our timing was narrowed from 2:15 to 2:10, though what we had promised was that anybody that brought it below 2:10 would get an extra bonus of $20,000. Unfortunately, they got to 2:10, but they didn't narrow it below the 2:10. But we're still very grateful that the top runners that we brought in put in their best, and the time was narrowed. The time was not just narrowed. We had the first 10 runners actually beating the established record on the course. So yes, we're grateful to God for that. We're just working very hard to make Nigerians proud, to make our families proud, to make everybody proud, and to ensure that the world sees Nigeria from a different perspective and a different angle, and believe that out here, we can put in a lot of effort in being the best at what we do and compared to any other people anywhere else in the world. And this is why we, with so much attention, with so much pride, with so much gusto, we go into planning the marathon yearly, amongst other road races we plan at Nila Sports Management.
Yeah, interesting moments. I'm engrossed. I wish I wasn't on a live segment with you. I'm engrossed. But finally, 3 questions with limited time. First and foremost, I want to ask, before we talk about the e-sport, will that also be a payment in the process of using a virtual application for this? Will that still be, because last year there was payment on the side of both Athletics International. Now we're looking for we're looking into the future, and we're thinking of technology right now. And do you think there'll be a payment sort of, or how do you want to go about it? Because to me, I think we need more knowledge and details on that.
So that's a very good question you've asked. So we decided in our strategic meeting 2 days ago that this year's race will be free for all comers virtually. It will be free for the 2,000 people who are going to shortlist to run. However, we are going to commit ourselves to giving some sort of reward, even when you run virtually, as long as our app captures you amongst, we've not decided how many people will be rewarded. It may be the first 100 male, first 100 female, but there will be some sort of reward as long as our app captures you to have run the race with equity, with fairness. Yes, we will be paying you, but this year we are leaving it free for everybody to come. Moreover, there are efforts for us to support a few charities that will be working, especially along the line of COVID, and working for frontliners and helping frontliners and empowering doctors, nurses, domestic workers, because it has shown to the whole world that these guys are the true heroes of modern day civilization. So therefore, we want to attach the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon to all good people in the world who are doing a lot of things, raising money to support the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic, and along the lines of empowering the frontliners who have helped cure people like me and so many other people out there.
It's interesting. Now, we're looking at esports. Is this something that a lot of people have been trying to get in this part of our world? And you want to venture into it, and I can see that determination there. And what should we be expecting? And give us what the esports is all about. And is it going to be a big brand, just like the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon?
We intend to make it massive. We intend to make it big for so many reasons. Number one, I've been educated that the best esports organized country right now is South Africa, followed by Cote d'Ivoire. You should know, people like us, when we hear things like this, what is always paramount to us is how Nigeria, arguably the biggest economy in Africa, arguably the biggest population in Africa, would always be in the forefront. Aside from that, I personally have always loved sports that has the opportunity to empower multiple people. You and I were discussing this morning, and I was saying our marathons are the only ones in this world that create a separate prize money strictly for Nigerian runners. When I was putting together that vision, all I had at the back of my mind was, I know we do not have runners ready to take away the dollar money. Therefore, I must create something for our people, for young men and women who train every day to be able to become breadwinners through this sport. And that's something we want to do with the esports. We've started doing competitions. We've done about 4 or 5, and a lot of money has gone into it. And I was very glad when the other time a 14-year-old boy won the competition and went away with 100,000. He was very elated. The parents called up and were very thankful. And I said, look, we are going forward to do bigger things with esports. This afternoon, once I finish talking to you now, I'm going into a Zoom meeting with a fintech company that is looking at investing $1 million. You know, another fintech company we're going to a Zoom meeting with today again. We don't know what they are bringing on the table. But that's just to tell you how far we've gone. We are gaining traction. We are seeing that a lot of organizations want to come into it and support our initiative. Okay. We are planning an event, hopefully when the country opens up, between December and March next year, where the prize money in total will be up to $1 million. Fantastic. And that, from what I've been told from our research, will definitely bring the entire world, the world of e-gaming, to Nigeria, and put Nigeria on the forefront of the focus for the world to see. So those are the things we are working on. We are very, very glad and pleased to tell you that starting from mid-July, we are starting an 8-week event. Every week, somebody must win at least between 100 and 200,000 naira every week. For 8 weeks, we are going to run that. And it's going to be Frontline, it's going to be FIFA, it's going to be all other esports categorized events and games that we are going to put together. And I'm very glad to also tell you that we've also signed a Nilayo FIFA football team and a Frontline team. So we own our own team now, and I can tell you that some of the best players in Nigeria and Africa have signed up for us. Once the airport opens now, Olaide Akonji is one of the best players ever to be seen in this country. We'll be representing Nilayo, and by extension Nigeria, in Dubai for the Dubai massive 1-month event. All things put together, we are ready to send him over there to make Nigeria proud, but we are just waiting for the country to open up and the airport to open up.
Okay.
But I'm so excited about this e-game because for the past 4 years, we've been looking for ways to delve into this sport and see how we can make it grow. My brand and communication manager did a course, which I also did, a postgraduate course, the CIES FIFA course. I'm sure you know that course.
Okay.
Where alongside 4 people, she wrote a paper on esports. Guess what? That paper won the best award in the whole world. And now FIFA has invited my brand and communications manager, Ms. Damla Pedro, to Zurich in August to collect an award for putting together a very clever paper on esports that would eventually become a Bible, for esports globally. And that makes me extremely proud because that is what we do at Nilayo. We build capacity, we help people to grow. And you and I had a discussion this morning about payment of money of runners. I thank you for bringing that discussion out. I thank you so much. And I thank you for balancing our story. The truth of the matter is, we are into this business not just to empower ourselves, but to empower a lot of Nigerians.
Obviously.
For the Abelta race, for example, we have paid everybody except for the wheelchair runners. Now, I'm hearing that 1 or 2 people said they've not received their money. I've just written a mail today to the bank to find out where the supposed transfer have gone. And this discussion is important because Nigerian athletes tend to find it difficult to trust Nigerian businesses and administrators. But we at Nilayo, we have shown integrity. We have shown to the world
over the years
that what we stand for is integrity. And we'll continue to protect the interests of the athletes because it is very paramount. They work very hard and they deserve their money.
Yes, thanks for that clarification. Not stories coming will actually entertain the fact that Nilayo Sport have been doing so well. And obviously, we know that your events, it's what people look forward to. It's becoming a ritual. It's becoming what people across Africa comes to. But lastly, this will be also good for Nigerians. If the COVID-19, my last question, if the COVID-19 stops, will that be registration fee for next year Access Bank Lagos City Marathon? In 1 minute, sir.
We'll still make it free. We'll make it free in the spirit of accepting people because of COVID. That just create a feel-good factor for everybody. So we'll make it free. However, we will tell people that for the 42-kilometer, we are only going to entertain 25,000 runners. So the 25,000 people to register are those that we're allowed to run. We'll do the same for the 10-kilometer. We'll say 60,000. The first 60,000 to register, we stop registration and allow 66,000 to run. And that is the modality we're going to put in place. It's not just going to be for people who come last minute. No, because we need to be better organized and do things better than ever before. So, but to answer your question, it's going to be free.
Okay. Thank you very much. For your time. I gave you a short notification, and between that time, you honored us. We hope that some of these events, as they come close to the date you appointed, that TV360 Sport will also be aware about your invitations, about the event, so that we can give proper reportage on them.
We always like to create symbiotic relationships with very progressive outfit like yours. Yes, TV360 will ensure that every time we have our events, like our esports events coming mid-July, we'll send you official documentation so that you can also help us stream it if you can. And if we have to pay, we'll pay for it to be streamed. What we want out there is for more people to get involved in these sporting events.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, Bukola Olapade. Thank you very much. And my greetings to all the staff and management of Nilayo Sport. Yes, thank you very much, sir. It's been a wonderful time on the show, and I want to say a big thank you for those of us that have been part of the show. That's a leap into the future about what the 2021 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon will definitely be. As we speak, we know that it's going to be free for next year, and we hope that all things are equal to ensure that it will be free. And if the COVID-19 persists, then definitely we know that Nigerians should be ready for virtual virtual race. That's to say that you can run and anywhere you are, and Access Bank Lagos City Marathon, we report that, and definitely it's not going to be without so much of excitement. I still remain Mudashiru Shitu. I know that time is no longer our friend. I would say a big thank you once again. Don't forget to join us on all our social media handles to follow us and get more information on what is trending across the globe, even as the COVID-19 persists. Like I do say at the end of the program, enjoy the rest of your day and please stay safe. Bye for now.